Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. I'm Colleen Cormier. As we observe Alzheimer's Awareness Month this year in 2026, there is a massive, really vital conversation happening right now around how we perform physiological hardware maintenance on our own bodies. Think about it. We take our cars in for oil changes, right? We literally update our computer software constantly. But what are we actually doing for our own biological engines? Well, today, we're breaking down the science of cellular energy. We're going to explicitly look at two terms you've probably been hearing a lot lately: NMN and NAD+. Plus, we'll explore this really fascinating concept researchers are calling brain Wi-Fi. So we're going to set the biological stage right here, right now, to understand exactly how these molecules impact our daily lives.
It's an incredibly relatable human problem, isn't it? We've all felt that age-related mental fog creeping in during a busy afternoon. Or, that deep physical fatigue that just seems a little harder to shake off than it did maybe a decade ago. It's genuinely frustrating. Your mind wants to go 100 miles an hour, you've got goals, you've got family, work, the whole shebang, but your biological engine is just sputtering. We're going to look at exactly why that decline happens, because it's not just quote-unquote getting older, it's a specific measurable cellular event.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, the cellular energy crisis. Second, unlocking NMN and NAD+. Third, the scientific consensus. Fourth, inside the BRN lozenge. And fifth, the 8-week transformation.
Okay, let's dive into this with Section 1, the cellular energy crisis and the root biological cause.
It all starts with NAD+. NAD+ is an absolutely crucial coenzyme found in every single living cell in your body. The easiest way to think about NAD+ is to literally picture it as the essential fuel for your mitochondria. And your mitochondria? Well, they're your cellular engines. The root of our energy crisis, that relatable physical fatigue and brain fog we just talked about, is that as we age, we experience a natural systemic drop in this specific molecule. Without enough NAD+ fuel, our cellular engines simply cannot generate the power they used to. Makes perfect sense, right?
Moving right along to Section 2, unlocking NMN and NAD+, and restocking that cell fuel.
Here's the catch. Science has found that we can't efficiently just take NAD+ directly. Instead, we have to use a chemical precursor, and that is exactly where NMN comes in. I want you to think of NMN as a cellular battery pack. It's intuitively understandable. NMN provides the most direct, efficient way to restore those depleted NAD+ levels in the body. It essentially acts as the raw material that your body seamlessly converts into that much-needed NAD+ fuel, completely restocking your biological reserves.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is what actually happens inside the cell once that fuel is restocked. When NMN converts to NAD+, it actively supports NAD+ dependent cellular maintenance processes. Specifically, it activates something called sirtuins. These are specialized proteins highly studied for their critical role in overall cellular vitality and recovery. So by activating these sirtuins, NMN actively helps to lift that mental fog, directly supporting clearer, sharper thinking right at the biological level. It's not a stimulant, it's fundamental biological maintenance.
Section 3, the scientific consensus. Let's look at some expert medical views.
Leading researchers in the field of longevity have definitely weighed in on this. Dr. Shinichiro Imai from Washington University explicitly notes that the systemic decline of NAD+ with age is a truly important driver of aging itself, and that one of the most promising ways to counteract this is through NMN supplements. And Dr. David Sinclair from Harvard University has shared similarly powerful sentiments regarding NMN's potential. Just to be clear, these statements validate the NMN molecule category generally as a scientific breakthrough, and they absolutely validate the underlying cellular science.
So the crucial point is captured perfectly in this quote from biochemist Rhonda Patrick. She states that NAD+ precursors are indeed among the most scientifically supported supplements we have right now for combating age-related mitochondrial decline. Grounding ourselves in this established biochemical consensus really allows us to objectively look at how these molecules are being packaged and used today.
Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 4. Inside the BRN lozenge, looking at synergistic support. Okay, so we've thoroughly established NMN as the cellular battery pack for powering our mitochondria. But raw energy is really just one half of the cognitive equation. The other half? Communication. Enter the BRN lozenge, which introduces a concept we can call brain Wi-Fi. According to research highlighted by nutritional physiologist Mary Esther Gilbert, the BRN lozenge utilizes antioxidant phytochemicals. These are specific plant compounds scientifically demonstrated to protect memory and cognition and to specifically aid in brain-nerve communications.
The strategy deployed by the company APL Go actually pairs these two supplements together. By combining the raw systemic energy generation of their NMN supplement with the specific glandular and nerve function support of the BRN lozenge, their goal is to provide a comprehensive solution. You're essentially upgrading the power supply while simultaneously boosting the communication network, aiming for a clear mind without the associated stress.
Finally, Section 5, the 8-week transformation and the biological outcomes.
And this brilliantly illustrates the physical delivery mechanism of APL Go's 2026 NMN product. They utilize a unique thin strip technology, but look closely at the breakdown here. It's not just a single molecule on that strip. They've combined the NMN main engine with an entire team of protection. We're talking liposomal glutathione and vitamin C for powerful antioxidant support right alongside berry extracts. It's designed to be a complete, highly absorbable complex rather than just, an isolated ingredient. Based on the manufacturer's specific claims, committing to this regimen is designed to produce 6 distinct biological outcomes over an 8-week transformation. For anyone absolutely tired of riding the coffee roller coaster, the goal of sustained, caffeine-free energy and sharper clarity of mind is a major takeaway, but it goes deeper than that. It aims to boost metabolism, accelerate recovery from physical stress, and crucially, promote deep, restorative sleep. It's really about fundamentally re-regulating the body's natural rhythms. And it's definitely worth noting the timeline behind this specific product's development. While the scientific community was aggressively monitoring the NMN molecule back in 2019, this launch was purposefully delayed. As the timeline shows, they waited until concrete clinical human data emerged between 2022 and 2024 to answer their questions. Only when the human efficacy was confirmed did they move forward with the 2026 product launch, basing it on facts rather than just early expectations.
Which brings us to the end of our explainer and leaves us with a pretty provocative question to consider. Tomorrow, when you inevitably hit that natural 2:30 afternoon slump and you feel that familiar mental fog rolling in, I want you to ask yourself, how are you investing in your own cellular hardware maintenance? Understanding these molecules and actively supporting our mitochondria isn't just a science experiment anymore. It's a vital, accessible strategy for our long-term longevity and daily vitality. Thanks so much for joining me. I really hope this brought some serious clarity to your day.